Today I'm going to be breaking down Peace of Mind by Tekno, where as usual I'm going to be talking you through the various elements that I'm picking up on as we go through it. In terms of overall themes of the song, Peace of Mind appears to serve as an expressive narrative of Tekno's personal journey and struggles, underscored with a strong appreciation for inner peace and patience. Throughout the song, he seems to convey a sense of resilience, which also seems to be underpinned by a strong belief in his self-worth and the timing of his success. Now, before we do actually go ahead and get into the video, if you are interested in my setup, i.e. headphones, mic and camera, I'll put links to those in the description below, so if you want to check those out, then you can. Also, if you're on TikTok and you want to give us a follow, you want to show us some love, then by all means, feel free. Let's get it. Okay, right, so I'm actually going to stop it here because there's been a lot of things that have happened within the intro. So it makes sense to kind of unpack the intro first, and then we can go on to listen to the verses and unpack those. So the first two things that we hear are the beat and the guitars. They're in there simultaneously and they kick the track off. We then get this additional layer that comes in, and it's a higher range, it kind of comes over the top, and it is a nice additional touch to the track. But the thing that's vexing me about it is that I actually can't identify what the sound is, because it isn't distinctive enough for me to go, yeah, boom, that's exactly what it is. But when I do go back, I'm going to pause it and you guys can listen to it, and listen, if you know what it is, then please put me out of my misery. Moving on. So once that sound comes in, we then get a vocal sound like a that comes in. We get a cheeky little riff, a ding. And then as we move towards the back end of the first segment of the intro, we get an electric guitar that comes in. Now, it is quite subtle. It's not up front like you would kind of usually or naturally expect an electric guitar to be. So you are going to have to listen out for it. But when that electric guitar comes in, this is when we get a glimpse of the bass, and that bass carries over into the second segment, but it does a really good job of bringing warmth to the track. We then get a cheeky little kind of subtle transition, and that takes us into the second segment, and this is where we get the vocals, we get the strings, and we get the flutes come in. Now listen, there's a lot there. I'm not going to pick everything out. I'm just going to let you listen, but I will definitely be pausing it on that sound. So let's go back. Right, there it is. Listen. I come up. It's vexing me, mate. Strings. Flute.
I dey hear plenty scores. So they no believe us. When I got the bless us. Them out the sharp like scissors. Say they try their best to they pressure me, but I live my life as a nobody. I live my life cause peace of mind is under.
Okay, right, now let's go ahead and unpack the verse. So the first thing that I actually notice here is we come out of the intro, and as we discussed before, the back end of the intro is quite full. We've got strings in there, we've got the bass in there, we've got those guitars, we've got the flutes, we've got vocals, etc, etc. We then get this transition, we hit the verse, and actually we go to this stripped back instrumental where it's just a beat, we got the bass and we got the guitars. But what we do get is we get a nice vocal variety. So there's occasions where we get these harmonies come in, which absolutely bang. But what we also get in the first segment of the first verse is we get these nice kind of follow-up vocals. Now they've had an effect put on them, or they've kind of been filtered. And the reason why they would do that is because it's a follow-up vocal, it's not a lead vocal. So it shouldn't really sit at the forefront of the track. However, to make it stand out and to catch your ear, they apply that effect. Now, as we get towards the back end of the verse, we get that currently unidentified kind of higher range sound that comes in, and then we get a cymbal transition, what sounds like a cymbal transition, that then takes us into the chorus. So let's go back and let's listen. Right, strip back. Harmonies coming up. There. Follow-ups. More harmonies.
In my life, I said nobody. I live my life cause peace of mind is underrated. Oh, that's why I'm patient. Oh, cause I know my time is now. May nobody want me. Oh, peace of mind is underrated. Oh, that's why I'm patient. Oh, cause I know my time is now. May nobody want me. Oh, I thought.
Okay, right, so let's talk about some of the shifts and changes that have happened within the chorus. So just very quickly going back to the back end of the first verse. So although it's not really big, it's not really full, it's definitely padded out, you know, quite a bit more than what the first segment of the verse is. Now, normally what you would do, or typically in that kind of scenario, is you would carry that over right into the chorus and you begin to build on it. But they don't do that here. What they do is we get this transition and then boom, when we hit the first segment of the chorus, we're back to the track being stripped back again, where we've just got the beat, the bass, the guitars. It's not until we get into the second segment of the chorus that we begin to get these kind of layered and kind of stacked, harmonized vocals. But again, if you pay attention, they're only in there for a slight minute, and then boom, we're back to the just the normal vocals. Then, as we literally are in the final part, you know, all of the vocals are essentially stripped out. We just get these vocal riffs. But this is where we then hear those strings and the flutes being brought back into the mix, right? Again, let's go back.
I live my life cause peace of mind is underrated.
Strip back now, right?
That's why I'm patient, cause I know my time.
Harmonies coming in. Ready?
Peace of mind is underrated.
Listen to that.
That's why
Go on.
I'm patient, cause I know my time is now.
Strings coming in. Flutes.
So far, no good. Every day I'm up to something. So far, so good. I'm up and grateful.
That bangs.
I remember I was wanting when guys were flaunting. I see something. That's why I dey go get gold. My story not glory. Big money.
Okay, right, again, so let's talk about some of the shifts and changes that have happened here. Something that we do get in this verse that we didn't get in the first one is we get some key shifts, right? And as those key shifts happen, we then get free hits. We get happen, and that absolutely bangs. Now, once that shift occurs, pay attention to what happens to Tekno's vocals, right? They begin to become slightly, ever so slightly harmonized. They're not big and, you know, fat on the track. They're very subtle, but and they're very tight to the lead vocal. Another thing to pay attention to, and kind of, you know, just sticking with this theme of shifts, is that Tekno's flow and cadence within this part of the song is definitely different to what it was within the first verse. But another thing that happens, another shift that happens that we haven't heard in the rest of the song is what's going on right now, right? Where it, again, we kind of come back to this stripped back instrumental, but you pay attention to the flow. It's short, it's sharp, it's punchy, it's very rhythmic. But what we also have in this section is some slight changes within some of these additional percussive sounds, right? Again, let's go back, let's listen. Listen to the flow.
So far, no good.
Slightly different.
Every day I'm up to something. So far, so good. I'm up and grateful.
There's the boom. Tightly harmonized. Listen.
I see something. That's why I dey go get gold. My story
now listen to that flow.
Big body, she for me. Back
into the chorus now.
That's why I'm patient, oh.
Harmonies.
'Cause I know my time is now. When nobody want me, oh. Peace of mind is
Nice.
underrated, oh. That's why I'm patient, oh. 'Cause I know my time is now. When nobody want me, oh.
Okay, right. So I know the kind of shift is pretty obvious here. You know, we've gone out of that kind of part of the track where it was short, it was sharp, it was punchy, and then we go back into the chorus. And the first segment is something that we're familiar with because we've heard it before. But what they do in the second segment of this chorus is actually they cut the beat out. We get some real, like, I mean, those vocals are being layered, right, a lot, and you know they're being harmonized as well. But what we actually get is we get this higher range sound, and it's not the unidentified or the currently unidentified sound, right? It comes in over the top, and as we kind of get to this part, it then bends. So it goes dude, no, no, like this, right? We'll take it back. Let's listen.
Peace of mind is underrated, oh. That's why I'm patient, oh. 'Cause I know my time is
right,
now.
cut coming up.
Nobody want me, oh. Peace of mind is underrated, oh. That's
Layered
why
vocals.
I'm patient,
Listen to that sound.
'Cause I know my time is now. Nobody want
Hear that?
me, oh. I dey hear plenty scores, yeah. So they no believe us, yeah. But now God they bless us.
Nice harmonies.
Them out the sharp like scissors. Say they try their best to they pressure me, but I live my life as a nobody. I live my life 'cause peace of mind is underrated, oh. That's why I'm patient, oh. 'Cause I
There
know
again.
my time is now. When nobody want me.
Do you know what, man? That sound absolutely bang. What a touch, bro, to put in to the track. So listen to this. I'll take it back, but that sound comes in like this, right? Just listen, man. Bangs.
Them out the sharp like scissors.
I'll let you know when it's coming
Say
in.
they try their best to they pressure me, but
Love
I
those
live my
harmonies.
life as a nobody.
Right, coming in now.
I live my life 'cause peace of mind is underrated, oh.
I'm gonna bend in a minute.
That's why I'm patient, oh. 'Cause I know my time is now. When nobody
Listen to
want
that.
me, oh. Peace of mind is underrated.
Nice cut.
That's why I'm patient, oh. 'Cause I know
Flutes.
my time is now. When nobody want me, oh. I thought.
Yeah, nice outro. You can hear that sound again. Hear it. Bangs, mate. Okay, that's it from me. If you want to see more reaction and analysis videos, there'll be things popping up on the screen right now. Other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I will see you in the next one.